This week on Sosbans and Sidesteps, we will be looking at the Scarlets 20-all draw against Benetton, who took their chances, the community game, and who will be featuring for Wales this weekend. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Sosbans and Sidesteps podcast. Joining me, Big Am, as always, the one and only HG Rugby and New Jon, who still doesn't have a tidy nickname. Good evening, gentlemen. How are we?
New Jon is his nickname.
It's not really a nickname, though.
I think it's pretty tidy as well.
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, but I mean, come on, we need something better than New Jon.
How is it that much different from Big M?
Because
that's a very good point.
Because it's not my name. It has his name in it.
Yeah, but Jon isn't my name. Jon isn't my name.
It's party in it. It is. You're Jon.
It's less than 50% of my name.
It's something we can call you.
Nathan would be more accurate, statistically speaking.
We might actually have to go with that. I think
Old Nathan. Yeah. How are you, Matt? Nice to see you.
Yeah, I'm all right. Still recovering from a fun weekend.
What happened on your weekend?
Well, it's the back end of January, beginning of February. We've got a bit of tradition now to go down and sponsor a match ball for Newcastle Emlyn. So 3rd year in a row, at least one of us has managed to make their way down. And me and Pringle, who I'll be honest, I think I left him heartbroken, which is why he's not here tonight. He's drowning in his sorrows and he must be asleep. It's only logical explanation for him not being here. At least that's what I'm going to go for. So yeah, obviously go to the game. What was it? 12 o'clock, clubhouse opened, 12:30, start getting some food. Lovely food there, fair play. Chicken dinner and this sponge cake covered in single cream. Oh, stunning. I don't know what it is, but it was really, really nice. And you have to try it. Obviously, you'll get your chance one day, Nathan. You'll get your chance. But no, it's always great going down to Emlyn. The clubhouse is amazing. Absolutely rammed this game. You wouldn't have thought you were playing against Gosainan. Second from bottom, literally fighting relegation. You wouldn't have thought the clubhouse would be, that full, but Jesus, it all came together. And before even the boys came back in from the changing rooms, it was rammed. You could barely move in the place. So absolutely brilliant for the club itself, just to be that full on a Saturday. I mean, a lot of clubhouses barely get more than the players. Some of them don't even get the players back in. So it's brilliant to see. It's just a great day out. You can't go wrong with it.
How was the weather?
Well, it was fine. Started raining a little bit. I tell you one thing though, I think everybody who watches pro rugby in Wales, watches the regions, you've got to go and watch a community game at least once a season, just so you can realise the standard difference. We see mistakes on the field with the pro game, with the Scarlets, with everyone else. But when you go and you watch a community game, you can see that skill gap is so massive, and it puts into context just how good these players are. Even the boys, senior academy, the transitioning in, and the boys who have, someone like Dan Davies, and Nicholas, those level players who, they're not first team, first 23 boys, but they're in that squad. Their standard compared to this is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not talking Division 3 or 4 now. This, they were Premiership last season, Championship Westis. So this is a really good standard of rugby. And it's just ridiculous, that skill gap. A really, really good game to watch, mind. Saying the standard was near the intensity bloody was. There was massive hit, especially the wingers. Kremers for Newcastle Emlyn, shout out to him. He took tip tackle, must have been his first carry from his opposite winger. And he just ran straight into him the second time after that. And you could see the right winger then just hop, just shaking his arm off, oh, that hurt a little bit. Well, it was really intense, So see a bit of foul play. there was a few off the ball shoves. One judo flip we saw at one point, which was just hilarious to see. It was brilliant. You gotta love supporting the community game.
Sanction?
Nah, ref didn't see it. Ref was so play was like that far side of the field.
Lino saw it, but
Oh.
Lino let it go.
No.
I think it was club Linos.
Yeah.
Sounds like it,
It was
yeah.
the coach and the guy who did the flip, so he was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think it was an Emlyn boy that done a flip, and then there was a little shove on him from behind straight after, and he just gives you a good giggle.
when I went with Carwyn last time,
R.I.P.
Carwyn did not shy away from giving the ref a bit of feedback, and it's not a big ground. The ref could definitely hear it.
Oh yeah, you will. It's a nice setup. I don't really want to call the opposite side a stand, but I suppose it is a stand of sorts. It's probably about 6 people wide and 5 rows back. But the main stand is huge. It is, pretty sizable. I think it's what is this? It's into the 22 each side, so it's got a bit of length on it. And the setup they got there is brilliant. They got their main pitch, and there's a pitch behind them. The youth were actually playing. They kicked off an hour earlier, so they managed to get a win. I think they were playing Tumble, I want to say. So, congrats to Emlyn Youth as well. And they got pitches down the bottom closer to the clubhouse. So they really got an awesome setup there. Only thing they need now is to get minis and juniors pitches actually properly marked out around there. Now, that would be awesome to see. A nice little 30 by 40 rugby pitch for the under 9s to start running around and have a proper play on. That'd be that's the next step. That's what we're sponsoring for. We're sponsoring for mini pitches.
How long did it take you to get down there?
I really don't want to say. We stopped off in Talbot Green, Llantrisant. So that's junction 34 off the M4. So that took 7 hours to get to there. And then it's another 2 hours from there to Emlyn. So
I'm surprised you made that in 7 hours, to be honest. That's all right.
428 miles. So
reasonable.
You do go past the point where the M4 stops really being a motorway, and it's just, and it was still a building site? It was a building site when I did that. Was the M4? It's
been a building site as long as I can remember it existing.
Yeah, like I'm still searching for junction 31, if I'm totally honest with you guys.
We got to the point, I was with the missus, and she was going, "We must be there by now." Like,
Oh no,
it can't be any further. Like, no, it is.
No, you got to get off the motorway, little run up the 48 onto the A4. Well, actually, depends on what way you go around, then, innit?
Hugh, have you ever followed it as far as Pont Abram?
Of course, he has.
Been to Cardigan.
Then you've
Cardigan, which is.
But when you get to Pont Abram and it just ends, that's my favorite. That's my favorite part. The bizarre sort of it's just okay. I would have.
It's just not called a motorway anymore.
Did you go on the same way back though, Matt? Did you go on the M4 back?
Yes, because I had to go on because the missus and kids came down. They went to visit her mother, so I had to Scooby back and pick them up. Otherwise, I would have cut through like Llandafry and across.
Because what I did was we stayed in Cardigan and then we went up the coast and across, and that was great. That's a great drive. I loved it, going through like Aberera and stuff, and we stopped in Aberystwyth for lunch and stuff.
Yeah,
that's a great. That's where the journey is like
unbelievable.
Is like the point of the trip. So I really enjoyed that. I would do that again happily. Although once you get back, because when you're driving through mid Wales, when you get back into England, it is literally like, and we start spending on the roads now, and it literally goes like immediately into dual carriageway, super wide, proper signs.
It is ridiculous, but I love driving those roads. Like, motorways are the worst driving for me. They're just so boring. You give me a side road. I'd rather drive alongside the motorway. I'd rather go through some bloody lanes, see some actual bushery. And
I'm the exact same as you. When I was a kid, I was playing in a band, and we used to drive like quite far. Well, quite far for us. I think the furthest we drove was Aberystwyth. So like, there's quite a big radius from Kidwelly way. Yeah, But the amount of times we'd be doing one gig in like Pembrokeshire and then have to get up to Aberystwyth by the end of the day or something, and just speeding along the driving along those lanes at a responsible
Reasonable
speed.
pace.
Yeah,
At
at a
20 miles an
reasonable
hour.
pace. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, this was now I'm not quite as young as I look, Hugh. This was a while ago. Yeah, but I'm the same. I hate driving on the motorway for that reason. Give me a village lane any day of the week. This is a rugby podcast, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm kind of sad I don't have anything to shout out Aberystwyth for right now, but the Abereiron Sevens is a massive event, and I think it's been voted the best pitch in Wales, as in scenery, and
I
quite
can believe that.
frankly, it is amazing. If you get a chance to go to the Abereiron Sevens, absolutely do it. And Cardigan have just had one of their mini and junior players. Obviously, he's a big boy now. He's 20. He's just gone off with GB Sevens, Callum Woolley, Cardigan
Oh
product.
yeah.
Yeah, congrats.
You know?
Saw that in the news in the week. Good for him.
Nah, it's absolutely awesome. And I personally think it's the best thing for them. But I know this probably should have been shoehorned into the community game, but I'm on it now, so why not? Literally, you know, he's not first choice in the back three at Quins at the minute. You know, you've got Steph Evans, you've got all that experience, you've got Yori Badam, you know, he's playing for us when the internationals are all there. That tells you how good he is. And Thomas Williams, he's been, you know, he came in, started the season, it's his first year senior rugby, Scarlet Academy product as well. And he's just taken it by storm. He's been brilliant. But fair play to Callum, you know, his last 3 games for Quins, he had a hat-trick against Cardiff, scored a brace the week after, you know, it's 6 tries in 3 games. So he really is in a rich vein of form. So he's a big boy too. He's like 6'4". I want to say he's 100 kilos. So there is a lot to him.
I was going to say, what position is he going to play in sevens?
Well, he is a wing, and he does have wheels. Like I don't know if he is the fastest, but he does have wheels. I know that much. So it's
I was
be
today years old when I found out there was positions in sevens.
Really?
No, there's. I mean, it's not quite as. It's a little bit more like
the position was standing on the pitch.
Unless I'm on it, which the position is offside normally when I played sevens most of the time. Yeah.
But no, I think yeah.
he's an interesting build for it. You know, you can imagine. I'd be surprised if he's a wing. Basically,
of course, he's good for GB sevens as well because they've got a lot of players to pick from.
Yeah, it's true. Well, it's impressive.
Not just that. I mean, he is a big boy, and one of the things he needs to learn is how to be a big boy on the pitch as well. And I don't mean that patronising. I mean use that frame, use that weight. And sevens is a place for a winger, centre winger, like 13 winger, to do that. So I'm hoping, however long he's in this team, because I think this team is for the first 3 legs of the 7 series. So even if it's just that, I'm hoping he gets enough out of it, and he comes back and he starts dominating people like he really should. With it, like he's been playing for Llangennech a lot over the last year and a half, obviously, and Quins as well. So it would be great to see those performances come from him. And the moment that starts happening, we'll have yet another back 3 product knocking on the door.
No.
Just small thing, Matt. If you haven't seen it, don't look up the GB7's kit. I think it'll be too much for you if 3 feathers are. It'll.
You've made me do it now. So
it's like someone put Rule Britannia on a T-shirt.
Are you serious?
Yeah, genuine.
Images. Google Images, please work. Apparently I've got some Transformers.
I can share it with you on the screen if you want.
Oh, gee.
Is that your just a
No. Oh, you kidding me? That is disgusting. Oh my god! You know, come home. Any Welsh player, come home. Abandon GB7s. That is no. Put it on the. No, don't even put it on the screen. That is.
Put it on the screen. I haven't seen it.
No, I'm blocking him from training. That's wrong.
No, come on. We got viewers to think of.
Do we?
It's
yes.
It's wrong. It is wrong for any
what's...
Welsh or Scottish person to wear that.
I've got the 20. I know the kit I want to show, and Matt's obviously found it, but I can only find the 2016 Olympic kit right now. So that'll have to do.
Oh,
Here we go.
Yeah, I've seen that. I'm looking for this year's one.
Oh, have you got? Is there a worse one, Mart? Have you got it?
Not on my.
Oh my! It can't be this. Surely this isn't real. The one that I've found. Surely this is fake.
Share it. Oh.
It looks like it's been made by the EDL.
I mean, the GB7's logo itself is a little. We're straying into politics now.
This has got to be fake, surely.
Flying the flag, man. Flying the flag.
It doesn't say GB7's on it though. It says UK Select.
Oh, the UK Select is Are they not? They're an invitation. Are they a Sevens Invitational?
Oh, okay, right. It says.
Well, if we're talking Sevens Invitationals, obviously we got Carmarthen Warriors. They're pretty good. No, they'll be flying around a few places.
Right. I don't think this kit exists. I think it's probably better that we move on.
I'm gonna find it.
Why would we move on? There's no point.
Why would we move on? Because we're a Scarlets podcast and we're yet to talk about the Scarlets.
We've spoken about Scarlets players.
Yeah, and we're talking about Callum Woolley's jersey that he is going to be wearing. I think that's
very important.
Right, this is the only one on a website that I've found to buy.
The GP7's website is archived, no longer accessible.
It's Kit Locker. 60 quid for that. Looks like a France jersey.
It's very cubist.
We've got cubes on it.
Yeah.
We've
early Picasso.
Oh no, you're talking about we've gone off topic. I just tried to get us back on topic and you poo-pooed me.
Well, hang on now. You had a chance to, take us off topic, but no, you added fuel to the fire. That's what you do, see. You gaslight us into thinking something and then just go ahead with a dick. Only joking, but only joking. Okay, so there is a match to talk about. So, do we want to talk about it, yes or no?
Talk about what?
A game on Friday night that feels like 3 months ago now.
Yes, we do want to talk about that game.
Okay.
It's almost our entire reason for being here.
The Fog Bowl.
Yes.
So, what was it? We got maybe 45 minutes of a game that we could watch, and then nothing.
It was the best bit was when Carwyn Leggatt was lining up his conversion that he couldn't see the posts, and you just hear Andrew Brace off camera, but you can hear on his mouth mic going like, "I'm not being funny, but I can't see the posts." And he goes over to his fourth official, and he goes, "We're gonna have to make a decision here, boys." And he goes over to him and goes, "Mate, I'm not being funny, I can't see." And the touch judge just goes, "I think it's fine." And he goes, "Do you?" And then Johnny comes straight over. Johnny goes, "I think we should play on, ref." And he's gone, "Oh, right, okay. Right. If everybody thinks they want to play on, then we'll just play on, I suppose." So I guess, we give a lot of grief to referees, as rugby fans. I think this is one occasion where we have to say, well done, referee, for keeping that game going.
I mean, I would have rather he blew up when we were 15-13 up.
Well, as soon as we went in the lead, Johnny should have been going to the ref. Got to blow up, ref. It's not safe, man.
Exactly the same when Carwyn was lining up that kick. Johnny must be, he's going to nail his kick now. He's right in front. Is he in front of the post? Never mind. We're about to win
about 50 yards. But as soon as we went ahead, Johnny should have just been like running into stuff like, "Oh no, I can't see." He should have been running straight into Andrew Brace like, "Oh ref, I can't even see you. I can't see a hand in front of my face, ref. This isn't safe. You want to blow your whistle now, ref."
Yeah. I mean, I do have a serious question. If we couldn't see the posts, how do we know he missed?
Schrodinger's conversion. The points have simultaneously been scored and not scored.
We don't know for a fact that the ball has landed yet.
Yeah,
no, we don't.
Average it out to 1 point. 0 for a miss, 2 for accurate conversion, 1 point. That's all we need.
There is a clause in the rules that lets you do that.
Ooh.
The uncertainty clause is factored in. Yeah.
Oh wow.
The ball is somewhere between the kicking tee and the ground now. No one has seen it land. If a ball lands in Benetton and no one's there to see it, did it land at all?
Were 2 points scored?
I'm going to go with yes.
In any situation, yes. 2 points were scored.
Yeah. I mean, we've brought him up now, so first start for young Carwyn. He's 18 years old. He's still in school. How do you feel he went on?
Do you think he gets let off his own work? He's come in on Monday and they've gone, handed your paper in, boy, and he's gone, I couldn't do it, I was busy, and they're like, really, and then what were you doing then? And he's showing them, look, I was here playing, and he shows them the foggy screen, goes, see, and they're like, I've heard that one once, I've heard it 1,000 times. Detention.
No, I reckon you probably just go, you know what were you doing on the plane there and back then? Didn't do your homework again, did you, boy?
That is definitely what a South Wales teacher would say at that point. Yeah. Which school is he in, actually? Is he in college? Or?
He's in Llandovry College, isn't he?
He's in Llandovry College.
He's in Llandovry as well, is he? Okay, good. Yeah, they won't let him off his homework then.
Yeah, but he plays for Quins, though. So they won't let him off for that reason. If you play for Llandovry, they'd let him off. But anyway, I'll bring his stats up just because, we mentioned him. If you watch on his first try assist, one of 2 try assists he got in the game, the fog briefly lifts just so God could see him pass that ball.
Oh, that's a Max Boyce lyric.
It is, sort of. Well done, Tommy.
That's a nice 20, 25 meter pass, that is.
Yeah.
Fair play to the boy, just for trying it. That's what we need to see. We want to see these young players trying to do things. And it's something almost, genetically Scarlet about trying to do something exciting. Throw in that pass. Let's be honest, it's probably 50-50 at best, that is. If the Benetton winger is reading that properly, can he get to that, score an intercept? It's risky, but when it comes off, oh God, it's so worth it. And, 2 try assists, 5 points. It's a debut to remember, as in a starting debut. We do have to remember he has come off the bench a couple of times.
He had a couple of wayward kicks. I'm not talking about the conversion. I'm talking about kicks from hand. His first kick from hand was amazing, and I thought, oh my God, this is incredible. And then his next 3 kicks from hand were not very good. But generally, do you know what it made me think? It made me think, I've just spent 2 years watching players who aren't fly halves playing fly half. 3 years watching players who aren't fly half play fly half. And we've had this kid the whole time. In a funny way, it made me kind of angry.
I mean, to be fair, I think the first 2 years of that, he probably would have got run over by every single person. He's grown up a bit, let's say, in the last year physically, because I know you were very impressed with his defence.
His defence was a lot better than I was expecting. I was expecting that to be the worst part of his game. He got a dominant hit, and I think they sent a doggo straight at him a couple of times, and he didn't budge.
Yeah, that's one thing. I know he was prepping. He's prepping to have sore shoulders after that game. It's like Fekitoa and the doggo. It's like,
was Fekitoa actually playing in this game? Because I don't recall them saying his name on comms once.
He pulled up injured in the warm up, and then is it Drachma? I might be butchering his name. Started instead. Let me double check his name. Drago, Ivan Drago, the bad guy from Rocky 2. No, Rocky 4. Yeah, Rocky 4. Yeah. Oh yeah, Rocky 3 is Clubber Lang. He was on the wing. My bad.
Clubber Lang. No, he was 13. Look, I know, like, from his own point of view, he says this game was okay. That's 2 try assists, done pretty damn well, and he's like, oh, that's okay. It's a start. That's his attitude towards it. I think most 18-year-olds would be like, Jesus,
he called the ball to him a lot. He passed the ball more. I think he had more touches than Sammy normally has. Sammy's very happy for it to not call for the ball if he doesn't want it. Whereas Carwyn called for the ball, not tons, like 10 kicks, 15 passes, 7 carries. 32. So it's not like Matthias Yellowbear, Marcus Smith level numbers, Finn Russell level numbers, but it is more than Costello normally calls for the ball.
That's confidence.
There were a couple times there as well, which I would say I was a little bit more impressed with. There were times where he was visibly saying, "Don't pass me the ball." There were a couple times where he called for the box kick instead, where he was like, "I know you're shaping up for me, like one hand out, just like reset box kick." which I thought was really mature from him as well. I actually went through, because I had a lot of free time today, to be honest with you boys. I went through all of his touches in the game and this is important, that I could see. So it trails off a little bit, and I only got 7 out of the 10 kicks down. I got the stats were saying like he carried 10 times, which I couldn't find any evidence of.
Stats have been dodgy lately.
Yeah, real dodgy, real dodgy. I caught him carrying, I think, 3 times. That I could see.
Like, do they mean carrying as in he's taken 1 step? Is that what they count?
I genuinely think that might be what they're counting.
Carry is a funny stat.
It might be gain line success. I don't know, because that would be, I don't really know what. Anyway, it's not important. What was really interesting, I thought, from his kicking was that he's kicking really differently than Sammy does when he went to kick. Low and long, and he's not kicking for a chase. He kicked contestable. I'm going to say once or twice, but I think I got 1 kick contestable. I saw the rest were turning wingers around. I don't know if that's because Benetton was sitting particularly shallow in defence, because he got really good success from that. I wanted to ask Mark if that's sort of more of his kicking style at SRC level, because obviously the wingers are maybe not quite as secure under a high ball there.
Honestly, I wish there was more coverage of SRC so I could answer you. Unfortunately, only the 1 game a week, and the highlights aren't exactly as what we would like. So there's not a great deal of footage of those sort of kicks from him for Quins. However, if you go back and watch the Schools Cups finals last year and the year before, where, setting the game both times when it was Llandovery College, something he does like to do, he likes those long kicks. He will push his luck, but again, he's 18. It's good for him to learn that sort of range over the next year or so now. Know 100% where he is. Obviously, and I don't mean this to sound patronizing, but he doesn't have his man strength yet. You know what I mean? He's kicking the ball hard now. Give it another 5 years, and there's going to be at least another 10, 15 meters on that. And it's going to be, he kicks 50-meter bloody balls to touch now. So it's going to be, Christ, it's going to be 22 to 22.
It's quite French. That's what the French do. The French hoof it long. But like Jalabert and Sagons, the French tens, they can literally kick from 22 to 22, fine grass, no problem.
One thing I am looking forward to, because the rules go through to Super Rugby and then they eventually filter up here. You can pass the ball back for a 50-22.
Yeah, we're definitely doing that.
I'm so looking forward to that when that comes in. He's going to be. What was the drop goal for Wilkinson and O'Gara will be the 50-22 will be Carwyn Leggatt-Jones' signature play. Yeah,
it's going to be brilliant.
The interesting thing was the kicks as well. They were long, they were low, but they were on the money most of the time. Yeah, he had a couple go out, but that really nice kick, Hugh, that you were talking about at the beginning, he splits Rotave and Roger like really perfectly on their transition to get back and cover it. Like that is placed perfectly. In the second half, he kicks to, it's not Rotave, who was the not Mendy, he came off the bench. Gallagher, and he kicked it low, kicked it just behind him, so he had to run back to try and field it, knocked it on and knocked it into touch as he was trying to gather. Like they were really well thought out kicks. They weren't just like off the cuff. It was, well, maybe they were off the cuff, but
not the like point the one kick towards the end of the game that you sent us the screenshot of.
Oh yeah, that was great. Of Jack Davies reacting to Billy McBride, or BMAC as I've taken to calling him.
Now, you can see, obviously, we missed a conversion to go 22-20 up, and they then get an opportunity at the 3 to win the game. They miss it. They then get another chance at the 3 to win the game with the clock in the red. Yeah, they did. But we also missed kicks, so we'll leave that.
Yeah, we missed the conversions as well. But
do you guys care about the missed conversions? Just quickly, do you care about them?
It would have been cool to win. Like I would have liked to have won, but I'm not like upset about the misconversion.
You've got to look at the circumstances as well. First off, you couldn't see shit. That is literally the one. If you couldn't see, and we're talking a first start for an 18-year-old, you know what? Dan Edwards missed the easier kick than that a couple of weeks ago, and people haven't given him stick, so I'm not giving stick to a kid for that.
Yeah, I have to agree. I thought he offered. Yeah, he had a couple of mistakes. He had to kick out on the full. He had a little bit of scramble defense that was a bit messy, but again, he was the last defender running back on a turnover, so you got to allow him that. Like, I think it being any sort of negative praise on or any negative comments on him are I think a bit unfair considering how well the rest of his game was.
Yeah, and thankfully for all of us, he gets to put that game or that mistake, as we say, behind him very, very quickly because he's straight back in with the 20s. Honestly, I thought he would have probably been wrapped in cotton wool and kept for us to Edinburgh, but no, he's back in with 20s. England and France first up. So,
this is what he needs, though. He just keep playing.
Play.
Just play. By the time he's like 25, he's going to have... How many games do you think he'll have played by the time he's 25? If he's
100, over 100.
Over 100 caps for Scarlets,
Yeah. Plus his Wales caps.
Yeah, crazy.
Not to mention the Lions.
Yeah. Oh, I've already looked for, to see if I can get odds on him getting a Wales call up in the summer, because I would not be surprised given the state of our 10s.
Yeah. But like I said, you just watch him and you go, yeah, he's a 10. But do you remember we did the highlights package of his schools, going back to his kicking? Like, for the best thing for me from that highlights reel was his kick to touch, where he's kicked it to the 5 meter from halfway. I was like, that's the best goddamn thing that he does in the whole game.
I like the drop goal. I really like the drop goal in that one. He just I think it's a dropout, goal line dropout. He takes it. He's got I know obviously it's the opposite team not chasing hard enough, but he's got so much time and he just slots it beautifully. I'm not a massive fan of a drop goal, but one every now and then.
When you're just showing off,
yeah.
When you're just like trying to have the perfect game, he was taken off immediately after throwing a reverse one-handed reverse pass for a try assist. He got taken off immediately after that.
What was it? Obviously, it's an under-18s game, so it's only 70-minute matches. We got to manage to get a full highlights reel out of 53 minutes of rugby.
I left stuff out.
Yeah,
I left stuff out,
and I don't think many people will get that out of a full game of rugby. We done it in 53 minutes.
He even had a jackal turnover on his own line. But we've talked about this kid too much. Moving on. Someone else who played. Speaking of kicks, mistakes on kicks, Max Page did drop both of the high bombs that were dropped on him, and he did swap with Jack Davies for the third one, and Jack Davies took it. But speaking of signature moves, that chip from a box kick and scoring a try, that's Max Page's signature move. He's done that 2 or 3 times now.
That's nice. So does he catch them himself normally? Or is he always the
he caught one against Ulster last season.
I mean, I do like the variety in the kicks. I do like, whether it's your 9 or your 10, I do like little dinks in behind.
We brought back a couple of moves from last season. Like in the last game, in the final play, we ran that set play that we saw like in every game last season. And this dink over the top is from last season as well, which is nice, I guess, just to have these things in the toolkit that we can whip them out whatever we fancy.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah. Speaking of Jack Davies, another good game. I can't think of a mistake that he made.
His runs, the way he sides through people, it's brilliant. The more time, obviously, I know our back three is stacked, as we've already discussed, through Callum Woolley's GB7's call up earlier. But honestly, the more games that he will get to play, the more comfortable he's going to get at this level and interpreting where people are, getting used to the speed. He's going to start beating even more people. He is a very similar running style to Sanjay, to Liam Williams. Now, I'm not going to compare the levels that Sanjay reached to Jack, because that'd just be too rude to do to a kid. Like, you can't be comparing a multi-time lion when you're still getting your first handful of a peak starts going for you. But honestly, the way he runs and beats defenders, it's a beautiful thing to watch, and I'm really excited to see what Nigel and Dwayne decide to do in that back three, because competition now is just stupid. Like
On form,
literally
Jack Davies
stupid.
can't lose his spot. It's as simple as that.
No, I mean, even you think about the Northampton game,
Yeah.
you know how solid he was in that, and again, solid in the air as well. Like, yeah, he is more prone to a tap back than he is taking it with both hands, but that's why you've got Ellis Mee in the team as well and Tommy Rodge.
Mm.
I mean,
Unfortunately, there's only three back three spots.
yeah, like we've got a lot of fullbacks who would
Yeah,
are
I don't
just
think we've
also
got a
wingers as
single
well.
out and out winger. All of our wingers are fullbacks.
I mean, I'd like to think Blair is probably an out and out winger that just slots in at 15 because someone once said, "Go play 15." It's the same with Hawkins and bloody Owen Lloyd. Someone said, "Oh, you should have a crack at 10." You put them there, and it's like it's not quite worked, but it's
He
still
played
alright.
wing at the weekend. Did you see? Ewan Lloyd played
Yeah.
wing for Cardiff at the weekend.
Did he ever play wing for us? No, that is a question. I
No,
can't remember
he
it.
only ever played fly half and fullback. He was supposed to start against Benetton at 12, but
Yeah.
then Costello pulled out with illness.
I mean, not for the Scarlets. I haven't seen a lot of him for Cardiff. I will admit that, but his best game I think I've ever seen him play was at Bristol as a 12 against us. I think that's the best game I've ever seen him
He
play.
also had Semi Durandra outside him.
It helps, but
That
he would have
helps.
had Eddie James as well, which wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
He's not a 12, not for me. Who else? Tommy Lewis scored a try.
Tommy Lewis was all right.
Solid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really good. I thought really good in defense. Really good in defense.
Just our back three talent is that you can put any of them in and they play well.
Yori Badham came off the bench as well.
What did you make of Johnny Williams' game?
Good on attack. I thought he carried well, and I thought in defense he took a little bit because I know we were praising CLJ's defense. There were times when he was, to be fair enough, like an 18-year-old playing his first start in the URC, where he was a little bit more of a speed bump, but that's perfectly fine because he had players around him to actually help support in the tackle after that, and so that was fine.
International fly halves who are speed bumps.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm not saying it's a problem. What I'm saying is I thought that Johnny Williams supported him in that quite nicely in defense. And so I thought he enabled Johnny Williams to get over the ball a couple of times and like seal off the ruck a little bit, which was nice. But yeah, overall, I'll be honest, I was just mostly watching CLJ. That was like my most everything I know in this game is through a lens of what did Carwyn Leggatt-Jones do and how did people react to it around him.
I thought this was Johnny Williams' best game as a captain. I thought it was interesting that he kept the armband with Cowdell starting. And I thought as a captain, he struggled so far this season, but in this game, he kind of performed that role, I thought. Apart from he should have pretended to be blind as soon as we got into the lead. Obviously, Cowdell has now overtaken DTH Van der Merwe, the best Van der Merwe, as I think third or fourth top ever try scorer.
Joint third now, he is.
He needs to go more.
He needs to go to the Arms Park, get another brace, and then he moves into silver on his own.
He needs to get 9 more to overtake Tommy Bowe.
Which, I'll be honest, he's got. Well, he probably thinks he got another 5 years left in him. No, he's got at least another 18 months in him. 9 tries in 18 months, especially with an away trip to Cardiff. I mean, who knows if Cardiff can finish 4th and we finish 5th. I know it's a long shot, but that's another 2 tries this season, 2 next season. He's halfway there already.
Yeah, I reckon if he gets 3 more this season, it's game on.
Yeah.
What did you think about him coming off in, was it like the 53rd, 54th?
I was surprised because he came off straight after scoring his try. I was surprised, but then I thought Blacker did okay when he came on.
Yeah.
So it was fine.
I mean, I think I was more surprised with no Archie. I've got my own theory on why Archie and Kemsley Mathias weren't there today. On Friday. Obviously, a loose head prop and a scrum half got given back to a region, so another loose head prop and scrum half from another region disappear.
And a loose head prop and a scrum half would have still been with their clubs in England, not released yet.
Apparently,
Good
they were
point.
there. Apparently, the England players were released because there was no game. But I don't know how accurate that is. I don't.
I thought that wasn't allowed.
I thought they weren't allowed, but I think I don't know. I saw
They
someone
took pity on us.
because of no. But yeah, it was surprised Archie weren't involved at all.
Have you seen that Nicky Smith quote from this week? I've spoken to some of the England boys. They don't understand why we're so shit.
He's basically
like, great, thanks. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, well,
I remember watching it. Well, I didn't watch the game live. I watched it a few hours after the fact, after a few beers, having watched another game live, and I felt quite aggrieved at him coming off at the time. And then I watched it back today, and I did think that some of his pace in the second half was a little bit slow. I thought his movements were a bit slow. I thought in defence he wasn't tracking at full speed. So watching it back, I didn't really have that much of a problem with Blacker coming on.
Did you see though? He did a box kick that was contested.
I know, magic, absolute magic.
Big nice,
his only one this season.
Yeah, take a picture of that. Hang it in a frame, put it in the clubhouse. Contestable box kick 2025/2026.
It's possible. I tell you, I thought that Sam Lousie had his best game of the season as well.
Yeah.
I thought he was a leader. I thought he was into everything. Gave away a couple of penalties, but we had a bum deal at the ruck, by the way. Andrew Brace was giving absolutely everything to the attacking team. And there was somewhere we got pinged for rolling away that we had rolled away. There was some that was pretty annoyed about.
And the pack in general went well. Obviously, we're missing a few big names. Obviously Tane, Josh, and Elias. Those three are, they are cornerstones of our pack. And I'll admit, coming into this season and all of last season, I will happily say that Marnus, Warthog, especially Warthog, was 100% our first choice hooker. He is not right now. Ryan Elias he's in that vein of form that we haven't seen for years. Again, I'm repeating myself, but he's just playing that much better. There's three boys that really make a massive difference to our pack. But also, you've pulled one up here that he hasn't had much time here, but he is making real big headways in this club.
I've been talking to some of my New Zealand rugby supporting friends, and I've been saying, "How have you let this guy go, Fletch Anderson? How have you missed him?" And they go, "Oh, there's these all, there's really competitive in New Zealand. There's loads of talent. You have to go abroad to make it because you're not going to get an opportunity. And then listening to all these players in Super Rugby that I've never heard of and no one is ever going to hear of. And they're going, so he wouldn't have made it through." And I'm like, "You're deluded. Watch him. Watch this guy play. Like, he is the best number 8 in the URC."
He's come up on a technically summer holiday for him, and he's absolutely playing the house down, which is great. But I also think we're using him in the right way. He pops up multiple times in attack on different phases.
He's the replacement for Callum Mahoney that we've been waiting for since Callum Mahoney left, basically. And according to the official stats, which we've already agreed are probably wrong, he made 100 meters in this game, which is a lot for a winger.
He had a good few breaks, didn't he? Or maybe half breaks.
He's a joke. He's a ridiculous.
He's player. When you play, when you get your hands on Jonah Lomu Rugby Challenge and you make yourself and you give you 99% in everything. That's what Fletcher Anderson looks like when he's on the pitch. And it helps so much that he's got the perm and a headband half the time as well, and a moustache. And it's just like, yeah, that's a character I made on a game. Yeah, that seems about right. And he's just trucking. And has he scored once for us since he got here?
Maybe twice.
We need to look it up. But like, he's a complete.
He scored in the Harlequins friendly.
Yes. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, I wouldn't, but he did score in that. One of the things I really love about him is, despite the fact that he is getting so many carries and everything, he's not flashy in any way whatsoever. He is just really hardworking and strong. Like there doesn't seem to be, and I hope he wouldn't mind me saying this, there doesn't seem to be an exceptional talent there, more so than there is someone who just works fucking hard.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what he does every game, and you can see it in his work rate. And I would rather have someone who works hard at 8 every day of the week over someone who loves like a little offload or something like that and gets on a highlight reel.
Hey, mind you what you were saying about Veta Fifita. So he scored against Bordeaux, I just remembered. He scored twice against Bordeaux.
Twice against Bordeaux. I can't tell you if he scored in a Harlequins game. I don't tend to record friendly
It's on YouTube. You could go back and watch it now.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
I'm going to, straight after this.
Well, you can tell me who scored
As
then.
you do every night with your warm milk and cookies.
I've got a packet of Jaffa cakes in the fridge. I'm going to go and eat those.
Wait.
In the fridge?
In the fridge?
Yeah, I like them cold. The crunch.
Yes, no. That was understandable by context. But no, never mind.
What?
No, it's gone. No.
Yes, I know the Jaffa cakes aren't normally kept in the fridge, but I keep mine in the fridge.
Do you know what? The fact you've owned it has taken all strength away from us.
Okay.
Yes, it's strange. I do it.
Okay, so the question is though, do you keep them in the fridge even after the packet has been opened? That's a big question.
Well, the direct answer to that is no opened packet of Jaffa cakes ever goes unfinished. So, if you are what you eat, I am a Jaffa cake. I've accepted that. And sometimes, also full disclosure, these were bought for me by my mother at the weekend, and they are the M&S square ones, little rectangular ones that aren't officially Jaffa cakes.
I haven't had them.
Nah, like as the specials, but as much as I can afford.
And I do like those, but they're quite a lot smaller than normal Jaffa cakes, hence eating quicker. I have been known to buy either a packet of Jaffa cakes or a packet of chocolate digestives and hide them in the house. And then when Mrs. H.G. Rugby finds them and goes, "What are these biscuits?" I just own it and I go, "I bought those and I wanted to eat all of them and I didn't want you to have any. So I hid them and I'm not sorry and I'm going to do it again."
And I think she's been storing up every single time for divorce proceedings. Assets to be split.
Sorry.
Well, you can't count the Jaffa cakes as assets to be split if she can't find them. That's
if they've been eaten.
Yeah.
If that's the worst thing that I do, send me to prison. Honestly.
You heard someone say
all the horrible things that men do. Me eating Jaffa cakes.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, let's be honest. You buy shirts from other clubs. That's pretty terrible. And you get flags from other clubs and you put them on your wall. That is a criminal offence as far as I'm aware.
Here we go.
So Fletcher Anderson was good.
He was very, very good. We've been through the dark chocolate.
Oh, those sound good, to be fair.
Yeah.
I
mean, sorry,
the perfect ratio of jam, sponge, and a dark chocolate.
Nice.
Nut allergy.
I'm not a dark chocolate person, so there is no perfect blend of dark chocolate for me.
Well, the ratio is off the scale for you.
Mini ones.
Just give me my milk chocolate. I'll take white chocolate as well. I know it's not really chocolate, but I like it. Yeah. So back on topic. Fletcher Anderson, very good sign-in. Only concern with Fletch is, obviously, he's good enough for international rugby.
Yeah, could he get injured at some point so no one signs him?
I think
a bit too well.
I mean, the question is, how long is he here? And can someone give him like a 4-year extension right now?
No, he's surely. If we don't make it into top 8, which let's be honest is very, 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 very likely, it seems unlikely that he's got much motivation to stick around unless he is absolutely loving the bants with the lads. And the lads are great.
Living in Pontcanna with Plumtree and Murray, and Murray's girlfriend. They've all moved in together.
Is that a fact now, or are you just making shit up?
Yeah, no, it's a fact. It's all on. Blair Murray's girlfriend has got a TikTok account, and she shares lots of stories of her, Blair, and Tane all getting up to all sorts of adventures and japes.
Okay, that probably goes past the 18 threshold for this podcast. I'm really sorry, people. That was terrible of you. How dare you bring something like that up disgusting. But that's fun. I have heard Saris are looking at him, which is yeah. But it's just grapevine sort of thing. So might not be true.
When you think how good the quality of a tackle is in the URC compared to the Premiership, like he would be scoring 80-meter worldies.
Oh my god. He's literally going to run from his own try line and no one's going to stop him. It's going to be like Homer in the NFL.
Okay.
Marge, I've been signed to a Premiership team. Oh, which team is it? Oh, it's the Newcastle Red Bulls. But you wanted to be signed to a Premiership team. You just don't understand rugby.
Oh, Christ. Okay.
They'll go to them. They signed Hoskins to TT. Who else played well?
Everyone
played well.
I
would have liked it if we'd have won, but a draw is fine. Were we the better team?
Ooh, that is a tough one. Marginally.
I wasn't that impressed with Benetton, I'll be honest. They didn't really offer much.
One of their two tries was a little bit fluky, I felt like, but then again, it wasn't a million miles away from the one that Cordor scored. That's the BC try I'm talking
3-1 on strike out. We should have scored a fourth try. Do you remember after? I think it was after our second try. We got down to their try line and we were picking and going, and got held up. I knew it. I put it in the group chat at that point. I was like, "We've blown it," and we had.
Yeah, that was 3 points lost right there. Really, in the grand scheme of it.
Yeah, well, I had some, and I know I'll bring on listeners' questions later on, or we'll bring them on later on. But I did have a couple of people say to me, "How do you fix the 5-meter attack?" And I promised I would ask you. I know my answer is to start Archie Hughes, but I don't know if you guys have different opinions on how you might fix a problem like our 5-meter attack.
It has been good at times.
It's been okay. I mean, apart from a few good moments like McLeod and Elias really just shunting it up, like a 5-meter tap. Outside of that,
we had that stupid shitty shuffle that I hate.
Yeah, let's not talk about it. It's literally transgressed down into the community game. I can say that for sure. So let's not talk about that.
Down.
It really has. No, I think we need to use our backs more in this scenario. I do think we need to keep it simple. Obviously, vary it up every time, whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5 phases. Take it to one touchline and just bolt it and let the boys. We know how skillful our backs are. Let them beat a man 1-on-1. I think that's probably the best route for our 5-meter attack, because we are struggling with forwards at the minute. We don't seem to have enough power to really push through, whether or not the boys are not quite gelling together, in the little pods to push each other through. But I would like to see us push it to one touchline, get to about the 5, and just let the backs beat the man on man.
See, I really like the move that we pulled out against Ulster in the previous game, where we had, I think it was Fletcher Anderson take a run off a base. So Hugh pointed this out last week. Archie loves to run from base, so he makes himself a target for the defensive line as well. Gets the pass away to, I think first it's Fletcher. Fletcher gets brought down by 2. Archie, he presents the ball. Archie comes over, takes the ball, barely stops, keeps moving, gets the pass off to Eddie James. Same thing, gets taken down by 2. Previous ruck is still getting resolved while this happens. Archie does quick service again, gets it to Sammy. Sammy, while taking a double tackle as well, gets the ball out to Murray, and Murray goes over untouched. So that's the kind of play that I really like seeing in the 5-meter. Obviously, you're not going to be able to pull that off every week, but I was disappointed when we got down there in this game. And I think at that point, it's Dane who's on. And I felt like Dane was trying to go for the ball, and I felt he wasn't really being given the opportunity to boss the attack at that point.
I mean, to be fair, we did have 7 different backs on the pitch at this time compared to the Ulster game. I mean, I think that's a massive thing that we need to really take into context of this game. There were 12 changes, and the entire back line was different.
You could see that Hezati in that attack was hovering behind the ruck every ruck. He was just waiting for a pick and go to go and go and go and go. And I was like, ugh, I feel like I know what's going to happen here, and it did. So that was frustrating. But coming back to like where we the better team, the stats are very close between the two. So 22 entries was 7/8. 22-meter conversion is basically just the differences, the kicks. Line breaks was 4 each, carries 96, 99. Post contact meters were slightly better, but it's not by tons. Rucks 84, 81. You know, it's
marginally.
It's really quite close. They definitely had the better territory. But like I said, I think that's inflated a little bit by their attack being a little bit blunt. We played a lot in our own half, which isn't great, but then I don't think we were attacking loads from our own half. Oh, at the end, right? Let's get there.
Try one.
Let's skip to this. This is more interesting than the stats. When Billy McBride said "No, we play" with the clock in the red,
that's my fly half.
He makes it. Life makes a hypocrite of us all, right? When I watch games as a neutral, I'm like, the draws are for losers, and when we played Benetton last year, do you remember they kicked the ball out and took the draw? I lost so much respect for them for that. And yet when it's my team, I'm like, kick it out. Please kick it out.
Yeah, and that's what I sent you the pictures of in the chat, where there's a great angle. Also, one small thing, right? Because we haven't mentioned the fog at all, barely, apart from the very beginning. I loved the fact that this forced them to send cameramen behind the posts and film at eye level. It was so good.
When we were pounding on their try line and they had it all with the cameraman shuffling back and forth behind the try line, I was like, this is a really good camera angle. I'm really enjoying it.
It was like 14... early 90s French cinema.
There was a top 14. Speaking of, there was a top 14 game in France a couple of weeks ago where the ref cam was really good. I don't know whether they'd upgraded the actual camera that they have in the buttons of their shirt. It was really good, and they kept cutting it to a lot, and it really worked. And it's added so much to it. So yeah, I enjoyed that as well. But anyway, what were we talking about before that? Oh yeah,
I sent you the picture of Jack Davies sort of really excitedly like out, and then it goes in, and he just goes. And the view from behind as he's like going absolutely nuts.
I got it here. I should be able to show the people.
I know.
No, hang on. There you go. There's part 1. Kick it out. And there's part 2.
No.
But again, you see the angle from there is beautiful. More of this camera angle. More views of Jack Davis's desperation. That's what I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, if I'm watching the game as a neutral, I'm like, play on, you cowards. But with my team, I'm like, please take the draw.
Not that game, to be fair. The conditions are really, really bad. Yeah. And if we come back to what you were saying before about who is the better team, I would say, generally speaking, I felt we were better in the air. Generally speaking, I thought we were better in attack. I thought they were very good in defense. Yeah, we did break them down. We broke them down twice. Realistically, I think the Cordo one is... Well, no, the Cordo one is fair. We broke them down 3 times because he got props on the wing, so that's well worked. But like in the middle third, they were really, really hard to beat down. I think that's why it was actually good that we had CLJ playing in this game, because I thought whether it was intentionally said, this is how I want you to kick in this game, I want you to turn them around, I want you to keep turning them around, I want you to try and force mistakes in the back 3, or if that's just his brand that he brought to this game, then it worked.
Nigel strikes me as quite a man manager. He strikes me as more of a Kevin Keegan than a Pep for football fans.
Yeah, he is a manager, not a coach in that aspect.
Yeah,
he gets the best out of people.
So what do you think he did? Do you think he just put his arm around him and just said, "Just play"?
Yeah, I think he's given him a big license, obviously within the game plan, but he's given him license to be himself and let the best parts of his game unfold. And we didn't quite see that, but we were never going to see in this game with the conditions, with the lack of playing time, with obviously the boys around him. But we got to see glimpses of it, and those glimpses were more than enough for us to be like, look at the way we were talking about the possible 50-22 when you can pass it back in. Just that's going to be his kick. You know what I mean?
This is that because teams are going to come up with set plays to like draw the winger up and then put it in behind them.
The thing is, it's gonna change defenses as well. Like what do you call it? It's the 13-2 sort of defense where they make sure they keep a fullback or whoever it is and a winger back. It's gonna change that dynamic because someone else is gonna need to be back there at all times because it doesn't matter when you cross a line. All it takes is your 10 or your 15 or whoever it is to stand 15 meters back and just wait for that ball to come and ping it straight wherever he wants. It's going to be constant.
It's going to be the transition, isn't it? It's going to be how do you maneuver your winger and your 15 or your 10 in the 13-2? How do you because that's what I thought. He did really, really nicely on that couple of kicks, like I was saying. He had Roger and Ratava like not knowing who should cover that spot. And that's the kind of kicker that you're going to need if and probably when this law change comes north. And so when that happens, we're prepared.
The one that I don't want is the free kick for not using up to 5 seconds. I don't like free kicks. I think a scrum is better than a free kick.
Yeah, I hate a free kick. And stop depowering the scrum. That's what the South want to do. They want to take away the scrum.
Because think
Screw
about it.
You.
The thing with the welcome to another subject change. The thing with the not using it after 5 seconds is when teams are doing caterpillar rocks and box kicks, right? Where on the field are teams doing that? They're doing it in their own 22. So picture the scene. He doesn't use it after 5 seconds. The ref blows his whistle, calls a free kick. The scrum half, who's got the ball in his hands at that point, what's he doing? Is he chucking it to his opposite number, or is he holding on to it while he waits for his whole team to set up in a defensive line? Meanwhile, the opposition scrum half who now gets the ball finally gets it off him. His team is set up with the players in the backfield ready for the kick and the line across the pitch. They're not in an attacking setup, and he's probably in the tram lines. So what you've got is you've got a team a full set defense, 15 players on their feet, and you've got another team that's not set up at all for an attack. So I think this is a stupid rule. Whereas if you had a scrum, you got 16 players there and you've got an attacking platform to launch off. Or you can milk a penalty and go for a shot. So this rule is going to lead to less rugby. Anyway, there's my rant.
Okay. What do we think about the quick tap penalty rule? You can be a meter either side of the mark and as far behind as you want. Like I don't understand that point. Being as far behind it as you want, as long as you're within that 2 meter channel.
I think it's just speed. So you're behind. I think it's just so you're behind the mark.
Yeah.
DuPont is going to love that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think Archie will as well.
Because he's DuPont, referees don't police that with DuPont anyway. Like, DuPont takes a lot of his taps nowhere near the mark when referees just let him do it.
Well, referees are generally very selective about that, aren't they? And that's the thing. It's like, that's why I think so many of us get annoyed when we're called back for not being close enough to a mark when a quick tap is taken, because you see it you'll see on 3 games on one weekend that a player will be 2 meters away from the mark and it'll be allowed. And
something that did my head in the Women's World Cup is there were so many illegal taps like right in front of the referee, and the referees just let it go.
Well, just didn't leave the hand, or
the ones didn't leave the hand, like literally like school kids like tapping it on the foot with the hands, holding it in both hands, or just no. I remember Pauline Bourdon-Sansis for France took one miles away from the mark and it just play on.
Do you know one thing that really annoys me with that is that, okay, I haven't coached in about 2 years now, but even under sevens, when you tap the ball, it goes on the floor. You tap it. You can't have your hands on the ball when you tap it. Like you get taught that at under sevens. The first time you're coming into, let's say, WRU sanctioned rugby, you're taught you do not hold the ball when you're tapping it. It's as simple as that. So that is incredibly frustrating for someone to mess up. Man or woman, really doesn't matter.
There was also one in the Women's World Cup where Pauline Bourdon-Sansis was a caterpillar rock, and the ref goes to her, don't pull it back with your hands, and she pulls it back with her hands, and the ref goes, no, don't use your hands, and she continues to use her hands, completely blanks her, gets the box kick away, and the ref just does nothing.
Well, she can't. She should tell her in French.
Yeah,
is the
just can't be bothered.
Okay.
What are the other changes? So it's a quick tap rule, no scrum for the 5 second rule,
Pass back.
pass back for 50
Can't
22.
can't add players to the ruck after a user call.
I like
no
that.
mandatory yellow card for a penalty try.
That's
Yeah.
fairly new. Like not fairly new, but that was never the case anyway. Like I didn't even know it was mandatory.
It's in
I've
the
seen them
rules as
not
mandatory.
given.
Yeah, same. I've seen it not given as well, but it is technically in the rules.
Maybe
It's
they're
a
just
little bit like
correcting
the
then.
quick. It's a little bit like the quick tap in that it's. I feel like this isn't really a massive change. I think it's just being put into the law book. I think a lot of referees are
I
reffing it
do
that way
like
anyway.
the after you scored use it, you're not allowed to have another man join the caterpillar ruck.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
that
I mean,
makes a lot of sense.
it probably forces teams to do another ruck and then get a caterpillar super fast. But yeah, it does make things more interesting.
I'm looking forward to the first time it gets pinged and it gets put on socials and everyone loses their shit over it. Yeah, we hate caterpillar rucks. We hate box kicking. This is it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be a good day to be online.
Okay, so let's get a bit back. We've gone quite long already. So
do you think?
Yeah,
here's my question: is this a new manager bounce, or has Nigel actually fixed anything?
it's a kind of hard question to answer in the fact that I do think Nigel being there has fixed something, but I don't think it's fixed in the technical term of it was like broken. It just wasn't. It was just a gear that wasn't in use, and I'm calling that gear Dwayne Peel attack coach. And
when I spoke to Archie, he volunteered without me having to ask. Oh yeah, Dwayne is spending way more time on the coaching pitch now.
That's it. That's the massive. Sorry, host. Sorry, host.
Sorry, host.
I'm so sorry, host.
You will be blanked from this chat now. I'm so terribly annoyed with you, Nathan. I'm going to mute you. You've been muted. There. No. Can he unmute himself now? That was the question.
Yes.
Yes.
Damn.
I can.
Oh, Nathan unmuted himself.
I feel like it's not much has changed so much as things have been simplified. And I think it's pretty hard to see in this game, as most things were hard to see in this game. Shout out to the Italian fan who told me that apparently there is a special word for fog in Venice, which is caggio.
Calzone. Oh, sorry.
Calzone, no.
Calzone. I fancy a calzone.
When you take your calzone out the oven, there's a lovely bit of caggio that comes up above it.
Yeah. Caggio is cheese. I don't see the point of calzone. Why?
Just
why?
more
is
pizza
caggio
base.
cheese?
Huh?
I googled it and it said in local dialect it's fog.
Maybe
I was being stupid.
different.
Fair enough. Cacio is cheese. I feel like when in previous games, right, especially the Northampton game, Ulster game, obviously they're the only ones we have to go on really, but we actually could see some good attack in those. I feel like the attack is way more simplified. I feel like there's less decisions being made by players other than Sammy and Archie, and I think that's part of the reason that things are simplified. Like you were saying, Archie said himself, he's got way more time with Dwayne, which is fantastic because that's what you want a scrum half to have. Time on the ball with a lion scrum half, which is what Dwayne should have been doing the whole time. Whether or not that's his fault or an organizational problem, you don't know. But
I was doing some research into transfers and stuff for a thing I'm doing about the URC, and kind of gives context for the challenge that Dwayne has been having is that throughout his tenure, we've been every season 12 players leave, half a dozen join, and then half a dozen are promoted from the academy. So he's got to wave goodbye to these players and redraw whatever plans he had for those. He's got to bring these new players in, a lot of whom are coming from overseas. So he's got to be like, oh, how are you settling in? How's the family? All that. He's got to deal with all that. And then he's got to promote these academy kids, and they've got to learn how to be professional rugby players. So having all that every single season is a hard man management thing for him to do. And I think we've learned that that's not really his forte. And that's why, Mark, this is something we've been saying for years, is the coaching team has always been one light. that this role that Nigel Davies is doing now is something that we've needed for years. And we were going to have, the plan was always to have with Clint Delaney, and then he suddenly left. So it does add context to the challenge that Dwayne has had.
I mean, when we're talking about that squad makeup as well, probably I'm hoping this year will be the last year of it in terms of. But when we're talking about getting academy players, the senior academy players transition into the first team, we're talking 3 a year would be a brilliant number. So we're talking only 3 players actually becoming an integral part of the first team squad. That's the sort of number we're looking at. Over the case of 15 years, that's 45 players. So that's what we're looking at. I think that number that's going to increase for us over the next 3 years, just because of the strength of our 8 teams and those players in the Carwyn Leggatt-Jones age range. Obviously we've got the boys with the under-20s now. I've already forgotten. I can remember. I know the boys that are over the border, but I can't remember how one. Tian Sparrow, Dom Corsuth, Joe Denman, Will Evans. These boys are now 20, 19, 20. So they're going to start transitioning the next year or so. And I do feel as though we're going to see a big jump in that. So over the next 3 years, I think we could easily see, possibly up to 15 boys from our academy, the 5-year 18 to 23 actually transition to be a big part of our squad, whether it's just on the training park during internationals or whatever, but they will still make up an important part in our squad. So that is obviously hard for Dwayne, because we all know the academies haven't been functioning as well as they perhaps could have in the last 15 years. But yeah, it's a tough one for him. But going back to the original, I think what Nigel's done is more cultural than anything. I think he's made the boys believe in the shirt. Because I know
you
Dwayne
used the word. I was about to say he's written "believe" on a placard and pinned it up on the wall.
Yeah, Dwayne he's like Yo-Ho. He can be very boring because he likes the stats, and people can get lost in stats. And I don't mean that in the mean way.
No, that's boring in the loving sense.
That's boring in the loving. Some stats just draw you down. You're like, I've had enough of this. But no, I think Dwayne has got lost in that a bit, because that is his main focus, and it works to a degree. But when you need to get the best out of players, you gotta lean on culture. You gotta lean on history. Realize that you like people have said. With your custodians of the game, your custodians of the shirt you're wearing. These are the players that have held it before you. You only get this shirt for a certain amount of time. You wear it proudly. You do it, and you get that belief within you, and it makes you want to play more. I think that is something that Nigel is tremendously good at. I know he's good at it because of former players that have played under him have said as much, and I can see that doing wonders right now with these boys, because we are in a day and age where analysis and data drives a lot of decisions. So to have that hark back a little bit is absolutely massive. I mean, I know I didn't play for very long, but some of the best times I've ever been motivated to do anything is with those features. These are the boys that have played before you. They are the ones who helped build this tunnel, make this pitch, make this place where it is, why you were able to wear this shirt today. And it really inspires you. And knowing the history that we have, through to 2003 as the Scarlets, Clechley RFC before that, there is so much there to lean on. And Puds is massive for it. So I'm really happy with it.
If we keep on this trajectory that we're on now, which feels generally positive, I went back and looked at Benetton's previous games in the league and everything. They have underperformed, but a loss at home in the US, or a draw, not winning at home in the URC is not a good result. Most teams win their home games unless they're us. If we get to maybe not top 8, top 9, 10, which would be a good result at this point, would you want to see him stay on next year?
Yeah, if we keep going like this, then yeah.
The trajectory is the main thing.
It's the way we're playing as well.
Yeah,
this is a team that I want to watch.
But that's the thing as well, because we don't know how much turnover there's planned. We don't know which coaches are out of contract, if any are out of contract, are any leaving. You know, there are a lot of moving parts, but I wouldn't have a problem with it if the trajectory was right. And I don't think top 8 is actually out of the picture at the minute, just because how condensed the league is. And apart from Bulls at home, which we love beating the Bulls at home, and Leinster away, I think all our games are winnable.
When are we playing Leinster away?
A week before round of 16 Europe.
Okay,
So they'll be rested.
Not a bad time. And last year when we played them in the Aviva,
an excuse for a trip to Dublin.
Oh, bloody hell, let me find a few now, boy.
Actually, I need to go to Dublin before June this year.
It's Friday the 27th of March. It's a late kickoff, obviously, being a Friday.
I don't think I'll make
You're going to have to get the Friday off work,
Yeah, but
fly out on the Thursday.
Good reason to get the Friday off work, though, that is.
It is in the Aviva, which is... And I love, Irish rugby, a lot of nice stuff. Not a fan of the Aviva, I'm afraid. Not a bad seat in the house, but there's not a good soul in there. I can say that. Like, there's zero energy in that place.
Yeah. I also want to go. I want to go to Ladies' Night against Zebra as well.
Let's not talk about Ladies' Night. Oh gosh,
we're gonna have to talk about it, Nathan, because I can tell you what, when that comes around, we're going to be promoting that. So just
Ladies' Night is coming up. Wear your best hat, your best Sam Costello themed hat. Just looking now, last year obviously we got through just in 8th with 48 points.
No, we didn't. We secured it with a game to spare. I'll have you know.
With 48 points, 48 league points is what I'm getting at.
I think it's going to be less than that this season.
Yeah,
it is going to be less than that. It is going to be less than that. I'm trying to, but this website is URC is not great. I mean, you're looking at Leinster, who won 16 of their 18 games and had 12 bonus points to get to 76 points at first. I don't know how realistic it is. What are we saying? Glasgow are going to get there? Like, they've already lost 2 games. I don't see them going unbeaten the rest of the season. It's going to be a lower points tally that's needed this year.
Yeah,
maybe not less than 38, but
I think it's going to be lower but close.
Yeah, if we play to our potential. And obviously that is a big if, because we do have 2 tough games against Edinburgh and Connacht away during the Six Nations period. I think we could get 45 points. I genuinely do.
We're not getting the bonus points. That's the thing that needs to change for us, because I think Ospreys have won one more game than us, but they're like 6 points ahead.
Yeah, but they got
10 points ahead.
They got the 2 draws.
And we've got a game in hand.
Yeah. 8
it's
points.
Worth pointing out. This Connacht game is massive, though, because Connacht also have the game in hand, obviously. They're ahead of us at the moment. They are going to be pushing for that. They're not great, but they are largely unaffected by the Six Nations.
I mean...
I don't like our games. I like our games being meaningless. That's more fun.
Aki's not going to play in that game, is he now? Because he's banned and he's not picked in the squad.
No. I think he will.
No, he's banned. He can't.
When they use these Irish, when they use these Irish games as some sort of flop down,
he's not in the squad. He's not in the squad.
No, but it is because he's banned for 4 games. So it's the first 3 Six Nations
and the gap week, and then it's round 4 and round 5 is when we play Connacht. So it's 5 game weeks, 5 weeks.
He's not going to be. He won't be released for this game. I'll be very surprised if Bundy Aki plays in that game.
I thought Aki has been released. No? I thought once this judgment came through, he was released from the Six Nations squad.
I thought he'd just been sent home to face a disciplinary.
Oh, well, maybe it was that. Yeah, I might just be mixed up on that. But either way, it's not enough games he will not be playing in this game.
Do I have it? I want to see if I've got the email here of his bloody... I'm not even on the right account.
I'm sorry, boys. I really need the toilet. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, every week is the same, Nathan.
Yeah, but you edit it out every week. I mean, even when it's like 5 times, it's edited out, and you're not going to edit this one out, are you?
No,
You're not going to edit this one out.
Because this is going on to you a new name. You're going to be Fire Exit because you disappeared random times. That's you a new name.
I like that. Fire Exit is okay. I can lie and say that it's for a cool reason. Yeah, not that I need to piss a lot.
Wouldn't be the first Fire Exit that I know, but exactly the same reasons. Okay, so
shall we move on to the community game then? Opportune moments.
Let's blast it out, is it? So click share screen.
Oh, can we do the Thunder first because they won?
Yay! Thunder wins! Go go go! 14-7.
14-7. Yes, I'll see if I can find some clips.
Oh Christ! I gotta undo that then. Okay. Then.
So, well done, girls. We very much enjoyed the fact that you won, and it takes a lot of heart away from home in Edinburgh. It takes a lot after the difficult season that we've had to turn up and get that victory.
Okay. I know I'm going back now, but Bandiaki will be available.
Okay. I still don't think he's going to play. Anyway, here's the Thunder try. A nice Scarlets-esque try. I need to plug my phone in a second. Here he goes, out the back. Lovely. Both the Serens played very well. Seren Lockwood and Seren Singleton. And we got the try. Now, it's not the greatest game of rugby that you've ever seen. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that it was. That it was 7-0 going into the 70th minute, and we scored a second try in the 70th minute. And it's ended up 14-7.
We tried our hardest to lose, I think.
We were very, very, very tired at the end, to the point where I was a little bit worried. And yeah, Edinburgh weren't great. But we won, and that's the main thing.
Yay! First win in some point last season.
Was I gone to the toilet for so long that we've had the Edinburgh game since? What?
It was about the game with Edinburgh, but no, not quite. We're talking about Britton, and Bandiaki might be available for Connacht if Ireland let him home.
Well, I'll just be happy about the Britton news then.
The Scarlets women, but we can't call them the Scarlets women because we've got to pretend that they're not just that, even though there's another team who could happily claim them if they wanted. But funnily enough, they're not interested, so they're ours.
Okay, so community time, yeah?
Yeah, this is part of the community.
This is not really. They're professional women. Well, they're supposed to be professional. Okay, so my screen isn't exactly the best because top corner says SRC Cup, but there's a game there that's not the SRC Cup. It's the league. So I'll start by there. So Carmarthen Quins hosted Bridgend, and this was not again. We all know the conditions on the weekend. We know pitches are not in the greatest state. So you if you've been to Carmarthen Park, you'll know what I'm talking about. So 10-0 down at half time, and we really straight after the break, after second half kicks off, scored within like a minute. I think it was Jack Howells, our outside centre playing 9 because we've lost so many boys, like quite literally. Because of injuries and the Scarlets taking, Yori Badam, Carwyn Leggatt-Jones, we've lost like eight backs. So this was never going to be a game where we excelled in scoring tries. But needless to say, there was a hell of a score for Thomas Williams. I'm waiting for the highlights to really see that because I've been told it's a tremendous solo effort that actually got us to 17-10. And Bridgend just pulled a score back towards the 80th. And it ended a draw, 17-0. So that was sad. So Sock played in this game, Thomas Williams, Gabe McDonald. And for the first time this season, and the first time ever, Keanu Evans played for Carmarthen Quins as a hooker. Absolutely unbelievable. He's been transitioning from back row to hooker with Ammanford, been going really well. Injury crisis at hooker for Carmarthen Quins to the point of Sean Evans is now back playing there. There's a story in that too, but we'll get to it time. So great to see Keanu back up where he belongs. Let's see how long he manages to keep 6. It's a massive change moving into the front row. So for him to already be comfortable enough to go into an SRC game is brilliant enough on itself. Llandavry did have cup action. and a very comfortable 43-12 win at the Talbot Athletic Ground against Aberafan. So Tom Phillips, Harry O'Connor again, Tian Sparrow started with Kai Jones on the bench. A lot of boys, we're not used to these sort of low numbers of academy players at the minute. So obviously there's quite a fair few injuries. Yeah, I know Ben and Sam Williams are both, precautions, and we've got a lot of boys with the under-20s, so there are reasons why the numbers are a bit lower. So this Saturday, it is all cup action, so earlier kickoff. So Carmarthen Quins are down at Pontypool for a 1 o'clock kickoff, and at 1:30, Llandovery are at home to Bridgend. Pontypool are resurgent. They drew with Newport on Thursday night. Chief Dale McIntosh has come in the last couple of months, and he seems to be having a big effect there. Llandovery. That's going to be epic anyway. So into the Premiership, no games played because weather and pitches. So this coming weekend on the Friday night, Llangennech are going to Cross Keys, and on Saturday, Narberth are playing away at Neath. Everyone else now in the men's game doesn't have any league fixtures, so I'll just go through the results. In Championship West, the only game that was managed to be played that we cared about was Newcastle Emlyn's 1924 loss to go Sainan. So yeah, it hurts. It hurts, but we move on. It was a fun game, as I said. So over into One West, I should say. So Vellenvall lost 21-24 at home to Larne. Kidwelly losing 12-14 at home to One Isle. And then Buddyport going down 21-14 away to Swansea Upland. Other games postponed. I don't know why I've got Tenby in there. They had a cup game. I mean, it is postponed, but it weren't postponed because they didn't play, because of pitch or whatever. So down into 2 West, the only game that was played was not one we're really concerned with, but, Locha 19, Pontarlice 6. 2 West Central, Brynama's game was postponed. 3 West, just the one game made it. Army United winning 21-20 away to Trimsaran. 4 West A, Newcastle, Emlyn Dragai 33-15 winners away at Llangwm. And then St. David's 26-20 winners at home against Pembroke Dock Harlequins. 4 West B, Kevin Nathan 35-21 winners at home against Tregaron. Binia 22-8 away to Furness. Llandibby winning 21-20 at home to Pantavannan. As I just mentioned about Tenby, they had the Division 1 quarter final, which was postponed last week, and unfortunately they went down 13-10 away to Abercrave, which basically means we now have no one in the top 4 cups. So we've only got New Dock Stars and who's New Dock Stars? I keep forgetting. And Tumble in Division 3, semi-final time for them. And Llangadog, who will be facing Pontyberym's conquerors, Tonrevel, in the Division 4 semi-final. So that's be a nice time, end of March. Nice some cup games. Over into the women's game. In the Premiership, Buddyport's game against Seven Sisters was postponed. They are travelling to Llandaff North this Sunday. In the Championship, Lampeter against Whitland was postponed. And this Sunday, we've got Haverfordwest at home to West Swansea Hawks. Whitland hosting St. Kenneth and Lampeter travelling to Anisabul. In the West Wales League, Newcastle Emlyn women won 10-5 at home to Croes. Pembroke Tumble was postponed. Just one game this Sunday, which is Croes at home to Morriston. And that was a very short and sharp community game just because of internationals. Some leagues play, some leagues don't. There is a full round of fixtures next week. So
you do the women's, sorry.
Yeah. Do not hear. Do. But yeah, so that is the community game roundup. And on a final point, the Scarlets 18s are into their second block of the season. They had their summer block. They are now on their winter block. And they've completely turned their season around. And I mean absolutely, completely. Because first block, we lost 3 and drew 1. In this block, okay, we have lost 1. We ran Cardiff, who are the runaway leaders this year's 18s. We ran them pretty close. We've beaten RGC very comfortably. And we've beaten the Dragons now this past Sunday at Llandovery, at Churchbank, 57-12. Now, that is an absolutely massive win. And to put it into context, the game that we played, I think it was in August. I want to say it was August. Nope, it was September. We lost 12-10 down in Ystrad Mynach. and we've flipped that around to win 57-12. RGC, we were 33 all in August, 40 points to 7 a couple of weeks ago. We really have turned the season on its head, and it is
Christmas turkey.
They really have. It's it looked very much like Ospreys, Cardiff were the leaders, and everyone else was like second pegging. We were all about the same, but we really have shown our quality now. And there's a few good boys in here. Alfie Luger is with Wales 18 scrum half, so it'll be interesting to watch him in the Six Nations Festival when that comes round. That is something I enjoy watching every year. There's obviously the female Six Nations Festival and raiding at the same time. But yeah, there's a lot of good talent. Maddock Evans, I believe, is actually, I know you like him, Nathan. I believe he's either playing a year or two up. So, we're going to be seeing a fair bit of him. And where is he? Ollie Tucker. Apparently I think he played loose head in this game, but he plays tight head. He goes both sides. So he's a good boy. He's doing what all good props do and play both sides. So I'm hoping to see him. Obviously, this is just blind hope. So he probably won't come out of it. He probably won't get a senior academy contract. Now I've said it, but I'd like to see Ollie Tucker come through, because if you get a prop that can play both sides, it's a game changer. It really is. So,
shall we see what the podcast community is saying with some viewers' comments and questions?
Woo! Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start with the Facebook comments. So we asked for the 3-word thoughts on Facebook. Facebook community is where we get most of the sort of interaction, I suppose. We've got Twitter's grown a bit, but Facebook is still by far the largest, so we get a lot of comments on there. So the 3-word thoughts for this week over on Facebook were another missed opportunity. Missed spelt M-I-S-T, as in fog. Ha 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 ha. Peter Jones says ruining missed opportunities, missed spelt the normal way, disappointingly. Geraint Jeremy says we fogged up. Peter Evans says where's the ball? Lucy J.H. Davis says wrong coloured ball, which made me think, do you remember those luminous yellow balls they used to have in Super Rugby?
Would have been the perfect day for it.
We need to have one of them. We need one of them. Andrew Williams says discipline needs attention. Could have posted that every week, I suppose. Gareth Williams says couldn't see shit, which is true. Stephen Evans says bloody foggy conditions. Paul Price says mysterious Italian weather. Julie Harry says foggy, foggy, foggy. Sean Sheep says WRU no youth.
What?
I don't know what that relates to. Gareth Young says foggy as fuck. Brian William Guest says another missed opportunity, again missed spelt the normal way. Was that the same guy as before?
Ooh.
No, it wasn't. And Monday Tucker says missed kick cost, again missed spelt the normal way, which is disappointing. So that's the 3-word thoughts. Nathan, have you got some questions for us?
I can't stay, Nathan. This is too confusing for me. Never mind someone who's never listened to this before. Where can people find us on Facebook, Hugh?
Sosbans and Sidesteps on Facebook.
There we go. That's it. Easy, nice and easy to find. Nice and easy to find.
Who's John?
No, I didn't think this through. This has become new. That's the prefix that I need. So, like I said before, for those of us who are massive nerds and located on Reddit as a social media site, there's the subreddit r/Scarlets, where there's a few fans going around there. There's also r/Rugby Union and r/Welsh Regional Rugby or something along those lines. Posted to all of those, and here's some questions that I got. So the Bird Internet asked, you were there last week, so clearly you're a listener. Nice to hear from you again. Said it was encouraging and improved, talking about the game, obviously, from the start of the season. We still didn't get the win, which makes it frustrating. Those are indeed emotions that I felt. What do the Scarlets need to do to turn close games into wins again?
Score more points.
Score more points. I will never forget being in the pub next to a guy in not Glasgow. What am I trying to say? On the west coast of Ireland, where Connacht played. Galway. Why am I forgetting Galway? And it was Ireland against England in the Six Nations. It just went, just score more tries. Never forget. It was the moan. It was the moan he made before it. Like he'd thought of everything and he was tired and he was done.
Was it as feminine as you just said it, though? That's the question.
No, nothing's as feminine as when I do it.
There's a football podcast that I listen to where they go, "How do you keep football fans happy?" And he goes, "It's simple. Just spend all the money and win all the games. It's not hard. It's not complicated. That's what you need to do to keep fans happy. Spend all the money and win all the games."
If we're not being facetious, I would say not that we were, but there are little bits in that game, like we were talking about the 5 meter attack and things like that, where maybe things can go a little bit differently. If the fog isn't there, maybe the kicking game is a bit different. Maybe the points are there. So I don't think that game is a fair reflection to judge our way of edging out, because to be fair, that's exactly what we did the week previous against Ulster.
I mean, if we're going to go into a more serious answer, it's probably looking more longer term of actually using our squad more than using our first choice 15 or backline in this case all the time. We do have an issue with rotation that we need to solve. Obviously, Nigel have his plans. Dwayne had his plans, changed his plans again, then changed his plans again, and now I'm really not sure anymore. But yeah, that's probably the best way to really answer this question. We need to get more, what do you call it, more connectivity, more, what's the word for adhesion? No, cohesion within the squad. I think that will help massively with that. When you go in 7 backs one week, then 7 different backs the week later, it's not conducive of great attacking rugby.
Yeah, and it's definitely something that we're seeing change now as well, going back to the rotation point rather than the completely changed backline point. And if Carwyn Leggatt-Jones, because there was someone, it wasn't really a question, but someone commented it was a shame. I disagree with this. They said it was a shame to see Billy McBride come in, and they said, and this person had a few other interesting takes, that we should really be looking to youth when we're looking at our 10 position, and bringing someone like McBride back isn't thinking about putting youth forward. And I don't
an 18-year-old.
I don't think they realized that we started an 18-year-old for his first start.
And to be fair as well, we had a 19-year-old also with the under-20s and a 20-year-old with a broken foot. So we didn't really have many options.
No. And
Josh Moore's on the bench.
I'm sorry for putting this person on blast. I'm really sorry for saying this. You also did ask, why is Blair Murray playing so terribly at the moment? I do have to point out he was not involved in this 23. I'm very sorry. I know it was hard to see, but it wasn't that hard to see. I hope you'll keep listening, but yeah, sorry about that.
Well, to answer that question more broadly, people have bad games and bad form patches. It'll correct itself soon enough. Yeah. Everyone goes through them. Everyone's allowed to go through with them. Just don't be too harsh on the guys when they do.
So I have 2 more questions, both from the same person, because they posted 2, and I'm just going to go through them quickly for you. Okay, so first one here, and this is from BMC Kiev, as in the city in Ukraine. What's the general feeling around Hughes' corridor? Last season felt like a Davies renaissance, while Hughes struggled to stand out in a relatively limited appearances. Was pleasantly surprised by Archie in some of the European fixtures this winter, while Davies was largely unhelpful alongside an 18-year-old fly half last weekend. Not mincing words. What's the split going forward, and how does Hughes stand out against the regional nines pushing for test spots, particularly Hardy, Ruben Morgan-Williams, and perhaps more relevantly, Shea Hope?
I thought that Shea Hope was in full control of Glasgow Dragons versus...
That is control. He's spreading to other teams.
Why did I say Glasgow? It's not even close. I felt that Shea Hope was in full control of Dragons versus Ospreys at times at the weekends, and I think that he's a very good player. I think you said it perfectly, John, on a couple of pods ago. You said if in 3 or 4 years, if the Wells 9 shirt is being battled between Archie Hughes and Shea Hope, then we're in a very good place. I've never... some people are big fans of Ruben Morgan-Williams. I've never felt that... he was like the Ospreys signed Kieran Hardy from us to play in front of him. So I've never really felt that Ruben Morgan-Williams was ever going to be the guy. So I think that Archie's Archie's still developing, hasn't hit his ceiling yet. And what I really like about Archie is the leadership that he's showing and the confidence that he's playing with. So yeah, so I think probably Shea Hope is the man of the moment at the moment in terms of nines in Wales. In terms of where our nines are, I would like to, for the next rest of this season, probably next season as well, I would like to see Archie, Falcon 9 and Cowdor 21. That's where I am. Although I do think that Dane Blacker has done all right.
Yeah, I think there is a case that Archie is our 9 for vast majority of games. And obviously, there's going to be rotation in there. And obviously, Cowdor Blacker will get their odd starts, but mostly on the bench. I agree with that. And I think we've actually said that, over the past few weeks as well. In terms of his battling against the other nines, like obviously, I think Hardy is more than peaked. Unfortunately, he's a solid Pontevedra boy. It was sad to see him go, but we saw Blacker go the season before, and he's back now. So who knows what will happen with Shea Hope, though. He was still this season. I'm talking now October, November. This past year, he was integral in turning Newport's season around. They'd lost 5 on the bounce, going to not going to. They were hosting Ebu Vale then, and that's a game no one would have put. Honestly, the bookies must have added like 1,000 to 1 on for Newport to win that game, and he was absolutely massive in that game. Got them the win, and same for the next couple of weeks when he played Bridgend and Cardiff. He's reached that level now. He's shown that ability to be, I'm above SRC, which is what you want players to do. When they go down to that, you want them to stand out so much like, shit, it's not fair for us to put this boy up against these guys. That's the sort of standard he hit. And he's only played 3 games for Newport this season, and obviously then on to the Dragons. But that's where he's at. I haven't seen enough of Che to see where his ceiling is. I like to think I have seen plenty of Archie, and I think Archie's ceiling is massive. I really do. I think 9 shirt for Wales would be the lower end of his potential.
I'd be shocked if he never gets cap for Wales.
Oh, absolutely shocked. Yeah, but I think part of the issue is, and I'm going to just speak in defense of the named Hardy and Reuben Morgan-Williams for a second. While I think Shea Hope and Archie are the 2 form 9s in Wales right now, I think their form is relatively recent, and I can understand the Welsh national management being uncertain about bringing them in straight away. Whether or not you think Hardy or Reuben Morgan-Williams are better 9s, and I have to be clear, I do not think that they are known quantities to that team.
But I kind of think that Thomas Williams is clearly number 1, and I think Hardy's in there for his experience and continuity. I think in my opinion, Reuben Morgan-Williams is never going to be Wales' starting scrum half. So I'm kind of like, for me, I would have rather seen Shea Hope in there this time.
Same.
Personally, I would have probably gone with 4 scrum halves and taken them both, just to see what they're like in training, just to get them into the environment. But that's just me. I like to think forward.
It's interesting that Archie wasn't available this weekend for us to select, and yet Shea Hope was available for the Dragons.
That's a weird one, isn't it? Especially when he hasn't played a load of minutes, and he is actually on form.
Leave that as it is. Final question, just quickly, a little bit tongue-in-cheek this one, but we'll go for it. So obviously Richard Collier-Keywood made a comment in the parliamentary committee on Welsh rugby last week, was it? Gosh, 2 weeks ago. Time means nothing anymore. That non-Welsh qualified players add nothing to Welsh regional rugby, which I think was, as some people who've just gone on about Fletcher Anderson for a good while, we disagree. BMC Kiev asked, again, there's a second question, that the commentary was really kind of pointing this out throughout the game, that there were lots of non-nationally qualified players for both us and for Benetton in that team. If we went for what this person refers to as a Richard Collier keyword Brexit squad, which Welsh qualified players would you like to realistically see coming into the club or into the starting 15?
Well, the obvious one is second row because we only have one Welsh qualified second row on the books.
Who played well on the weekend? Oh, no.
Jake
Jake
Ball,
Ball.
Jack Price.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Jake Ball. I was thinking of Jack Price. Okay.
And then going into the academy, there's more Welsh qualified in
but
there.
I'm not thinking academy. I'm thinking like
senior, yeah.
Who are actually going to play. So Daft Jenkins is the one who always comes up. I think if I could pick any Welsh second row, I would take Daft Jenkins in a heartbeat. I'm a big Ben Carter fan, but I think the Dragons would be mad to let him go. I think Matthew Screech has done a job over his career as well, but he would be like he probably I don't know whether he'd start for us. I think he'd be in and around it. But Daft Jenkins would be the dream.
Yeah.
So he's the one. I think on the whole like seventh thing, a lot of opposition fans made a big deal about this at the weekend. Just want to remind everybody that the region with the most players in the Wales squad is the Scarlets. So just pipe down. And if you look at our bench was full Welsh. They've made a tactical decision to have Henry Thomas coming off the bench. He could well have started. Kemsley Mathias is available, wasn't selected. So we could have had, you could have started Harry Thomas as well. So we could have had a full Welsh front row, could have had an all Welsh second row, and then in the back row, what would have been Dan Davies. It's probably our only senior Welsh back row, but then we've had Tane Plumtree and Josh McLeod called up. So what do you want? So
yeah, if everyone's available, you have McLeod, Plumtree, and Davis.
Yeah,
not ideal for us, but
So, which is a back row that we fielded plenty of times. So, but if we were going to pick a full Brexit squad, we obviously need a number 8 to replace Fletch. Plumtree can play there, but it's not his best position. Realistically,
bring Carwyn back.
Oh yeah, bring Carwyn back.
I mean, we also have Dayan Gwyn, Alex Ridgway, and Kane James, who not Kane James, Kyle James, who are all former Scarlet Academy that, actually want to play for Wales. So, that's a full back row over there. If we go in, totally foreign based, there's a number 10 that I cannot remember his name, Matt or Matthew something. He's a kid as well. I cannot remember his name, but he's a really, really good talent. I think he might be at Harlequins.
We don't need any backs though. All of our back line is full Welsh. So
yeah, we said 15 though. So
yeah, it's only forwards that we need to worry. So
Johnny Green.
Yeah. So if we have Kems, Elias, and Hesity, and then on the bench we have Josh Morse, Harry Thomas, and Hock. There you go. Full Welsh front rows.
Front rows covered.
Like
it is second row is the problem.
Yeah, Daft Jenkins is the dream, who I would like to bring in.
So Dav, Jack. You want at least one more. Like obviously, Cuxon isn't technically ours. I mean, we could kind of say him.
He is Welsh qualified.
Yeah, he is Welsh qualified. Yeah, I
Yeah.
keep forgetting about him.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that he's young and Welsh. The two things that I get mixed up.
Yeah, so Cuxon, there you go. Cuxon, there you go. Sorted. And then, bring Carwyn back. And then there you go. Yeah,
bring Carwyn back or swap Fletcher out for another number 8 who likes to wear tape around his head and has a big moustache in Aaron Wainwright. But he's never going to come west. So
never come to the Scarlets.
Wouldn't want him anyway, to be honest. But there you go.
He is good.
He's very good. he's very good, and he's also very, very nice. Is the other thing about him. You can't really hate Wayno.
Oh no, I'm not saying it as a slight against him as a person or a player. I just don't think he would suit us. That's literally it. And I think me, I like the academy boys, and I think we've got so much talent in there that we'll have to get Dom Kasuth to start wearing a headband, and he's probably got the testosterone as 20 men anyway. The size on the bugger. So he can probably grow a mustache in the next 3 hours if he wanted.
So that can bring that to an end. But I just want to thank everyone for their questions in there. Again, I'll be posting probably after the Wales game if you've got any sort of thoughts that you want to include. All the people who put comments in underneath, we do run long, so it's not always possible to just get to your comments on the game. But I think we've covered a lot of them in what we've said as well. Especially all the people pointing out how good Carwyn Leggatt-Jones was, which was really nice to see. And the people saying that they missed Archie, which I miss, which I think we've expressed here. We did as well to some degree. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we have run really, really long today. So last piece on the agenda, who should start for Wales? And I'm assuming we're just talking our own Scarlets, yeah?
Yes.
All of them. End of. Let's go.
No, part of me doesn't want Sammy to start.
No, want is different. Who
Let
should?
the other guys start.
Should. I mean, Blair shouldn't start. That's one thing I could say. I think
against
Kane
England, you've got to start Ellis, me, and Tommy Rog. You've got to start Tommy Rog. Got to. And Ellis Me is the form winger.
I thought Me's been better in the air for us, to be honest, in the last few games. I thought he's the one who's not doing any slapbacks. He's taking it in two hands every time.
And Tommy Rog always challenges.
I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying I think Me is the first name that pops into my head going into the back three.
Yeah.
And then if you don't select Eddie James, just cancel the game. It's a waste of time. They'll pick him at 13.
Yeah.
If he's in this Wales team, unless they completely abandon everything they've been doing so far with Sharrett as attack coach, they'll pick him at 13. If they pick someone else, it's literally just a waste of time.
But to be honest, I wouldn't pick Blair right now for going into international, going against England. Like, have you seen the England team that went out today? Like, they will put him on toast in the air, and I feel really bad saying that because his game is.
Have they named it 23 then?
Came out today, yeah.
Seriously?
Do you want to see?
No, not really. I'm betting there's a Welsh winger in there though.
There is with a neck the size of your thigh.
I don't know. I got pretty big thighs.
That's why I'm saying your thighs, man.
I mean,
okay, we're not getting into a measuring contest right now with people's thighs. Emmanuel Faye-Waboso, the man from Cardiff with a neck from the gods, is starting. Yeah, Freddie Stewart in at 15, and Aaron Dell as well. And you've got Freeman as well at 13, which is just going to be
who's 10.
Ford.
Shit, yeah. There's bombs getting rained down all day. You can't.
And Mitchell at 9. Like it's going to be like This is the thing. What he was saying about how Eddie James has to start he can't start at 12 because that goes against like the attacking philosophy that Sharrett's trying to bring in. I still believe that that's really what they're trying to do at 15, and unless they've abandoned that, unless they've decided they don't want that in attack, which is fine.
I think they're going to play. I think they're going to play Zamet at 15.
He can't. He doesn't pass. Like
no.
If they want to attack as 15 as like a second, third playmaker, they can't put him at 15.
Playing Josh Adams? Is he in the squad? No. He's in the squad, isn't he?
He's in the squad, but no, I'd put Ellis Me there.
I would consider putting Ellis Me at fullback.
I would put Me or Rogers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put. I know Rogers. I thought his career would have been at 15.
By the way, I literally said the opposite of this last week on the pod. I said no to Ellis Me at fullback.
No, I thought Rogers' career was going to head down the 15 route a few years ago, but the way he's progressed, especially with Wales, I think that right wing spot is absolutely ideal for him. So that's not changing. Ellis is still young. He's still making his way. So I think a change to fit. Like obviously he's played a load of 15 with Nottingham. So for him to move to 15 again now wouldn't be massively different.
Is Grady fit?
Is Grady in the squad?
He is, no?
How?
Isn't he?
He's a genetic freak.
Oh, he's from Cardiff, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, I forgot. If you're in Cardiff, you basically get called back.
Hamer Webb. That's who we're forgetting. Hamer Webb is in the back.
Not even playing that good for Leicester.
TNT Sports picks the Wales squad these days, man. Jesus Christ. But if you pick a back three of Zamet, me, and
Rogers.
Grady. That's at least big.
I don't want Grady. Grady, do you really want Grady on the pitch taking kicks? Do you honestly want to see that?
I back me and Rogers as defenders, and I back them in the air. And I think that more than anything, that's what this game needs.
In attack as well as defense.
Yeah, in kicking contestable and running at the edge of set plays and things. Yeah, I back them more. I do feel like after watching the autumn internationals, this Wales team's attack, like Sharrett's attack, is not a million miles away from the Scarlets attack. And like I can see it. I can see them wanting to have as many Scarlet backs as possible.
Just give Blair some time, please. Unless he's literally tearing the house down in training. It's just no.
Like, what do his girlfriend's TikToks say? What did the TikTok say? The Oracle of Blair. Is he picked or?
Yeah, I don't. Well, honestly, for me, 10 through 14 is all Scarlet. You know, there might be a minor change in that if Ellis is 15.
No. Let them pick Edwards at 10 and Watkin at 13, and then let's
Ben
see what
Thomas
happens.
at 12.
The Wales's best defensive centre. No,
isn't even.
I'm tired of hearing that. Well, Watkins the best defensive centre in Wales.
Not even close. He's a fly on Joe Roberts' shoe, and Joe Roberts ain't even in the squad.
How many missed tackles has Eddie James had this season? Not many, I would warrant. Like he's been
an excellent defender.
He's the form 13 in Wales. He has to start. Costy, I can see not starting.
No, I can see him not starting. Yeah.
But would you have him on the bench, or do you think Jared Evans is ahead of him?
No, Costy has to be on the bench.
Look, for me, I would, and it's not being mean against Dan Edwards. I'm just saying for the style of player, I'd start Costy and have Jared on the bench because Jared will bring that point of difference, and Dan just hasn't done anything in that Will shirt. Like he hasn't grabbed it.
The second playmaker plan only works if the first playmaker is a playmaker.
Well, that's the other thing is I could see Edwards being drawn into like playing George Ford's game plan back at him. Costy wouldn't do that. Jared Evans wouldn't do that as well, to be fair.
Dan Edwards' kicking to compete game isn't good enough.
Yeah, but he will try. It'll become very one-sided kick tennis. It'll be me against Venus Williams.
That my theory, I don't think Dan Edwards is going to stay at 10 forever. I think he's going to end up as a fullback.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he does switch out there, like Jack Walsh and him do swap around during games.
Maybe. I mean, one thing that I'm really cautious of is the fact that is Marcus Smith would be on the bench. Yeah.
Yes. Marcus Smith is 23. Yeah.
So basically, we need someone strong defensively at 10. So that would, for me, that would be costly for 80 minutes, but that's not going to happen. So that's the last 20, however long it is, when Marcus Smith comes on and starts opening things up and does what he does. That's when we need to defend us on the pitch.
If he comes on at fullback, it's an opportunity for Wales. Because he's not a fullback and he plays badly every time he's picked there.
So basically, you're saying injure one of their backs. Injure Waboso. Someone get something and jab it in the neck just to knock him out for a little bit.
It won't find blood, Matt. It won't find blood. There's too much muscle there.
But yeah, you just need to force a little bit of pressure and just close up a vessel for like 20 seconds or whatever, so he just falls unconscious and he has to go off for the game.
The needle will break. It wouldn't happen.
I know, you'd have to have a full-on steel rod, like a bloody metal forearm. You'd have to be like Smiler having his bloody plastic wrapped around his arm again.
Starting Captain Josh.
Have to.
Yeah. I mean, he's going up against Guy Pepper, Underhill, Earl, Pollock on the bench, Curry.
6-2 split.
6-2 split, aye. And that's what like Josh has the engine for that as well. He'll go 80 minutes. He won't come off. Plumtree on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to bring that pace.
Probably Elias on the bench.
Oh yeah, it will be Elias on the bench.
It will be Elias on the bench.
But... What? That is proper Matt Sherritt doing favours for his mates. Liam Belcher even being capped for Wales. I'm sorry. Sorry for being horrible. He's not a Test player.
This isn't exactly one of our players, but he was one of our players. Sam Wainwright has been called up into the squad. Now, I don't understand how Henry Thomas isn't been pulled into the squad, but as an advocate for Sam Wainwright and someone who was very, very sad to see him go last season, I called he'd be back in the Wales squad just because he's in Cardiff. But I think it's obviously he hasn't played that much this season, but the games every single season he played with us, he was deserving of being back in that Wales squad. And how he wasn't was a travesty. I'm glad that at least on some level, one injustice has been corrected. The Henry Thomas injustice is still ongoing and will need to be seriously thought out.
Your book of grudges is long.
It's not even a book. It's a scroll. It's a 305-mile scroll.
Gosh.
That's how long it is.
But sorry, surely Sam isn't getting he's not going to be on the bench. It's going to be Francis starting. You would have thought.
I mean, my personal, I would start Griffin just because Francis hasn't played international rugby in that long, and now I'm not just
actually Griffin hasn't played Premiership rugby in that long.
How many games he played this season then?
I'm not waiting. We're deep enough into the pod now. I don't get the whole Archie Griffin thing. I don't understand what's going on there.
I can understand it a bit, but
I've only ever seen him get munched.
He's in a really good.
Seen him get munched.
I guess he's in a really good environment for it. He's around good players, but he doesn't seem to actually
He's gone down the pecking order.
Call up the Bath kit man, because the Bath kit man plays as much as Archie Griffin does. If you want someone from a good environment, I think he's third choice at Bath.
It's late enough. I'm turning this light off. There we go.
He was third choice, I think, last season, and then Sailor has gone above him. Someone that's 4 years younger than him, and obviously Sailor, he's talented. Blah blah blah.
He's got two starts in the Premiership this season: Newcastle away and Gloucester away.
Well,
people who are following the Premiership, those are the two worst teams in the league.
Yeah, he played against Zebra and us, I suppose, for this season.
No, he has played international rugby recently. I would rather ease Francis back into it than I don't know the standard that he's been playing at, because obviously it's not covered massively by TV.
The scrummaging standard will have been decent because it's Pro Day deux, and generally it won't be.
I'm afraid of him maybe not breaking, but that first hit may not be, you know what I mean. I'm cautious.
Yeah, I to be honest, I'd be a little for his health. Yeah, I can see what you mean. That would be a bit of an issue. As a fan watching the game, I would be more worried about his loose play. I don't see him being particularly active.
So here's a stat for you: Archie, keep saying Archie Hughes.
There's only one Archie that matters. That's why.
There's only one
Archie Griffin has got 7 starts for Wales. He's got 8 starts for Bath.
Oh, what a stat! That's a great stat. That'll go up now. You watch. You'll have more Wales. I mean, when he came out, first of all, I don't think he'd had a start for Bath when he was capped first.
I think it was Premiership Rugby Cup. He might have had one, but no,
that includes Prem Rugby Cup. That stat that I've just read.
Really?
Out. Yep.
They're not proper games. That's semi. That's a bridge between semi-pro and pro. That competition is. You can't include. That'd be like including Carmarthen Quins and Llandudno games in appearances for our players. You don't do that.
But there's literally no incentive for Bath to develop him further. Is the thing?
No,
there really isn't. He's just a sort of he's a club player for them now, and that's it. So it's pretty hard to entice anyone to come west over the bridge right now, by which I mean the Severn Bridge.
Did you see Rhys Carey's ridiculous interview that he gave?
No.
Move on.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. So that's all that's everything on the agenda covered. We have gone way, way, way too long. I'm gonna get moaned at by a few people that got 2 hours. What the bleep? Have people sworn this pod? I don't think we have we?
I think I have.
multiple times this
We
week.
said shit, but that's not really swearing, is it?
Yeah. I know some of the people in the 3-word thoughts swore, and I read what they said.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have people going, "What the fuck are you doing 2 hours? You really this is gonna be my drive into work and my drive home today. How dare you?" I honestly get that. And it is sad. It hurts.
It's all right. We just spend the last bit talking about Wales, which no one cares about.
Yeah, they can just blank off the last 10, 15 minutes. Okay, boys.
That was not 10 and 15 minutes. Your internal clock is off. That was.
How long was it then?
Oh, that was like 30 to 35 now, or is my clock
really
bad? Or maybe my
somewhere
clock's
in
bad.
between.
It felt long, I'll say that much.
It does feel
Dragon's Pod goes long as well. Dragon's Pod regularly does 2 hours.
Yeah, but they need the therapy of it. Well, they used to, and now they're stuck in the habit. I love them though. Buy merch from the shop. Yeah. Lee said buy merch from the shop. If you've made it this far, you probably should.
Yeah, apparently there'll be new offers under YouTube now. We're not this isn't like Spotify and you see random things going on. If you do phone a doctor, something's going wrong. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube or listening, whatever you're doing, there should be a shop underneath us. And apparently there's going to be a promotion regarding beer through our main rap channel. So that's WRRAP.
I ain't promoting any beer until I get some.
And that is
not happy about this.
That's who Griffin in a nutshell. Unless you give something to him, he gives nothing back. And again, divorce proceedings, we're just adding stuff up for his missus now. It's really not fair.
Who gets the zebra Pringles, the Investec Pringles?
It's only the tube. The Pringles are long gone. She ate those actually, every single one.
It's like an awful metaphor. It's only the tube. The Pringles are long gone.
I mean, we need to discuss who gets the animatronic cat, because that it has advanced quite well in the last few years.
Yeah.
The migraine is setting in, boys. I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay, thank you for being with me, boys, and we'll do it all again. Are we doing it next week? No, we're not doing it next week.
No, we're not doing it next week.
When are we back?
The week ahead of the Connacht game.
What's the date of that?
Edinburgh's
the Edinburgh game. The week ahead of the Edinburgh game.
What's the date of that?
So Edinburgh is the 27th. So that
21st.
means
23rd.
23rd, 24th. Well, say 24th to be safe. You'll have a podcast on the Scarlets. Yay! Hopefully a lot shorter than this. Boys, thank you for me. Thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe. Do your thing. We're going to end this pod on a happy note. Bye-bye, peoples.
Bye.